Brian, you've just acquired a few more brands in the last year, if I recall.
Just a few.
How do you handle that? And I mean, at the time when Marriott bought Starwood, people wondered whether you would reduce the number of brands, and you kind of said, no, we're going to keep them. And I'm kind of curious about that decision and also how you rationalize the brands now.
Yes, we now have 30 brands spanning 120.
He only has 10. I feel like...
So a little background, I was in brand management for a long time, so I completely agree with the difference between psychographics and demographics. And the experiences that consumers seek today, and what branding really does at the end of the day, it helps people make order out of things. It helps the trade make order out of things, and it helps the customer make order out of things. So the importance of branding, I think, is never more important than it is today, because it's a very cluttered marketplace. So when we made the strategic decision to purchase Starwood, it wasn't just based on getting larger distribution. A lot of thought went into the idea of what does this mean for our branding strategy. And when you look across the portfolio of our brands today, you can have a very high-end, bespoke, luxury experience at either Ritz-Carlton or St. Regis. And even though those brands live in the same category, there's differences between those customers and why they have an affinity for one brand versus another. All the way down to very fun, friendly, fresh brand like a Loft on the Starwood side, or the Marriott side now I should say, as well as something like Fairfield, or for the business traveler Courtyard, or large conventions where you need 3,000 people, there's Gaylord. So each of these brands serve a very, very different purpose. And even though some of them live in the same category in the brand architecture, the customers actually have very different needs. So, and you can look at a W customer who's paying the same amount of money as a Ritz-Carlton customer here in New York, the same average nightly rate, and they're two very different customers.
And including St. Regis, would you say St. Regis, Ritz, and they're all different? I mean, I understand W, but
yeah.
St. Regis and Ritz might be.
Absolutely.
Closer.
So there are huge differences, and you have to get to the root and put how much people are willing to pay aside, and look at the root of what really motivates them. What are the brands they aspire to stay at and feel part of in their life? People are very picky about the brands that actually reflect who they are. So there's more science in this than I think people actually realize.